Chaos isn't coming, it's already here. Look around. The world is burning with uncertainty. Wars rage, markets collapse, families fracture. One phone call can split your life in two: death, betrayal, failure. And in that instant, when the ground beneath you crumbles, most men break. They panic. They lose themselves to fear. But the Stoic does not. He stands unmoved, calm, even as the storm rages around him. Because calmness is not softness. It is not weakness. It is power. The man who stays calm in chaos commands the battlefield of life. He sees clearly while others drown in noise. He acts with precision while others flail blindly. Marcus Aurelius said it best: if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. The truth is brutal. Chaos cannot be controlled, but your mind, your reactions, can. That's where strength is born. Not in controlling the storm, but in controlling yourself. And so the question is this: when chaos finds you, and it will you panic like the rest? Or will you rise as the man who cannot be broken? There was a man I once knew, a fighter, but not in the ring. Life had thrown him into a storm he never saw coming. His business collapsed overnight. The partners he trusted walked away. His bank account drained. His phone kept ringing with debt collectors. And at the same time, his marriage cracked under the pressure. Imagine standing there with the weight of everything you built, everything you believed was secure, collapsing in one crushing season. Most men would have folded. Some would have drowned themselves in anger or self-pity. He did neither. I remember watching him one night, sitting alone on a park bench as the city roared with noise around him. His eyes didn't dart in panic. His body didn't fidget with nervous tension. He just sat there, breathing, steady, controlled, unbroken. When I asked him later how he stayed so calm, he simply said, "I realized I couldn't control the storm, but I could control how I stood inside it." That was his turning point. Instead of chasing solutions in desperation, he slowed down. He cut away everything unnecessary, sharpened his mind, rebuilt his daily discipline. And over time, not only did he rebuild his business, but his life became stronger than before. Chaos didn't defeat him, it refined him. He became like tempered steel, tougher, sharper, and impossible to break. That's the essence of Stoicism. Not the absence of storms, but the mastery of self within them. And it's this mastery, the calm in chaos, that separates men who collapse from men who rise. Chaos is not the enemy. It is the natural state of life. The enemy is how easily you let it break you. This is where the ancient Stoics step forward like generals, whispering battlefield orders across time. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, who carried the weight of ruling an empire, while wars, plagues, and betrayal clawed at his reign, wrote in his meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He was not writing poetry. He was reminding himself daily that kings fall and cities burn, but mastery of the self is untouchable. Marcus stood calm in chaos because he trained his mind to bend before it ever broke. Seneca, the philosopher who lived under the shadow of Nero's cruelty, sharpened this idea further. He said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The storms that shake us are often amplified by our own fearful thoughts, our own rehearsals of disaster. Seneca's teaching is simple but brutal. If you can learn to master the images in your head, you will cut the storm's power in half. And then there's Epictetus, the slave who became a master of philosophy. His body was beaten, his freedom stripped away, but he declared, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about the force of that statement. A man with nothing, no wealth, no status, no power, still claimed sovereignty over his soul. That is inner Citadel thinking. That is unshakable calm. Together, these three Stoics teach a single iron law. You cannot control the storm, but you can control your stance within it. Every trial, every betrayal, every collapse is fuel, not for despair, but for strength. The external world will always be unpredictable, chaotic, unfair. But your mind, your choices, your discipline, those are yours to command. To stay calm in chaos is not passive. It is active war. It is the deliberate act of cutting away fear, silencing the inner noise, and standing like a fortress when others fall. This is why Stoicism endures. It's not a philosophy for libraries. It's a strategy for survival. Stop being tossed around like a leaf in the storm. If you want calm in chaos, you must train for it the way a soldier trains for war. Stoicism isn't abstract. It's a set of weapons. Here are 7 you can use today. 1. Control the first thought. When chaos strikes, the first thought that erupts is panic. Crush it. Replace it instantly with, "Is this in my control?" If the answer is no, discard it like poison. Calm is not natural. It's trained by strangling panic before it spreads. 2. Command your breath. Your breath is your anchor. Shallow breathing fuels fear. Deep, deliberate breaths reset your nervous system. Marcus Aurelius fought wars, yet he returned again and again to stillness of breath. In the storm, your lungs become your fortress walls. 3. Run the premeditatio malorum. Seneca taught, rehearse disaster. Imagine the worst outcomes daily: loss, betrayal, collapse. Why? Because when chaos arrives, you won't be surprised. Fear dies when it's already been faced in your mind. Preparedness is calm in disguise. 4. Speak less, stand more. In chaos, weak men spill words. Strong men stand silent. Silence itself radiates power because it signals mastery. Epictetus said, "Only the educated are free." And part of education is restraint. In the storm, let your calm silence say everything. 5. Make adversity your drill master. Don't run from hard days, hunt them. If traffic delays you, if betrayal wounds you, if failure burns you, treat it as sparring. Each inconvenience is training. Each injustice is weight on the barbell of the soul. Chaos isn't punishment, it's the gym. 6. Build a ritual of order. When the outside is chaos, the inside must be order. Rise early, keep your space clean, write daily. Discipline is a fortress you build brick by brick. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations not as literature, but as ritual, mental armor forged each morning. 7. Redefine victory. The world will tell you victory is wealth, applause, control. False. Victory is self-mastery. Epictetus, born a slave, was freer than his masters because he ruled his own mind. If you can walk through fire without breaking, then you've already won. These 7 tactics are not soft advice. They are cold strategy. Life will not get easier. Chaos will not vanish. But you can become the man who remains unmoved. Train your mind like iron, your habits like discipline, and your silence like a blade. Chaos will never stop knocking. The storms will not end. People will betray you. Markets will crash. Health will falter. Death will come. That is the truth. You cannot negotiate with life, but you can choose how you stand when the waves rise. The weak collapse. The distracted drown. The untrained beg for escape. But you, if you embrace Stoicism, you will not beg. You will not flinch. You will stand like a wall of stone while the world shakes around you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That is your weapon." Seneca declared, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality. That is your shield." Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself. That is your crown." When you wield these truths, you no longer chase calm, you are calm. You no longer seek control, you are control. Chaos does not end, but you become unbreakable within it. That is the Stoic path. Now I leave you with a challenge. Stop consuming and start transforming. Don't just watch, train. Don't just nod, apply. Tonight, when chaos whispers, panic, answer with silence. When the world expects weakness, respond with discipline. If this struck you, If you felt the pull of the inner citadel within you, then subscribe to Timeless Stoic Mind. Share this with someone drowning in their storm. Leave your thoughts below. What chaos are you mastering today? This isn't entertainment. This is training. And tomorrow's battlefield is waiting. So the question remains, when the storm rises, will you be ready?